Welcome to the official public launch party of the Detroit Sustainability Action Agenda, our first sustainability plan for the city of Detroit. Can I hear a round of applause for that? So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Joel Harani Harris. I am the director of the Office of Sustainability at the city of Detroit. I've been here about a little over 2 years in the role. So it's been an exciting journey, and so I wanted to just talk a little bit, real briefly, about the action agenda, and then we're going to honor some of our ambassadors, and then we're going to have a few little table-level discussions afterwards. So really, we want to, when we were embarking on the Sustainability Action Agenda, we knew that it needed to be centered around the needs of Detroiters. And we knew those needs were different than folks in other cities throughout the country. Because, you know, over 100 cities throughout our country have done sustainability plans. But we wanted this plan to be uniquely tailored to the needs of Detroiters. And so the Voices of Detroiters was core to us creating an action agenda that was really responsive. And so we embarked on a really ambitious engagement effort. We wanted to talk to 7,000 Detroiters. We ended up talking to over 6,800 Detroiters through individual conversations on people's stoops. Our sustainability ambassadors went to 100 other different meetings. We had over 1,700 people fill out a survey, town halls, workshops, and many other events that I'm probably not thinking about. But we really feel like we centered equity and centered the needs of Detroiters throughout this action agenda, and we're really, really proud and excited about that. But you might be asking, why do we need a sustainability action agenda? Really, the idea is that as the city has been rebuilding from a lot of challenging times, you know, getting response time for the police to be low as it can be, and getting parks back in order, getting trash picked up on a routine basis, we knew that we needed a plan to have a sustainable vision for the future. And really, that's what we view the Sustainability Action Agenda to be, that vision for 20, 30, 40 years into the future that will set us on the right path forward as a city. So at the core of the action agenda, we think about healthy, thriving people. We know that Detroiters need access to healthy food and recreation. Detroiters need access to clean air and lack of pollution in their neighborhoods. And we know that they need access to economic opportunity. So those are all important aspects of this. We know that people, to be healthy and thriving, they need to live in affordable, high-quality housing that's cheaper to heat and cool, that's healthy and free of toxins such as lead. We also know that we want those homes to be in clean and connected neighborhoods where people have access to waste diversion, recycling, composting, have access to mobility, so transportation options. We don't want people to always have to jump in their car. We would like them to be able to walk and bike and take other active modes of transportation to get where they need to go. We also want to make sure that those neighborhoods are clean and are places where people want to be on a daily basis. And then finally, we think about what's an equitable green city look like. So it's a city where residents and the city itself is helping those residents be resilient to the impacts of climate change. We're already seeing flooding on the east side on Jefferson Chalmers. We're seeing extreme high heat events, such as a couple weeks ago when it was over 100. And so we know that we need to be able to both survive but also thrive in the face of those impacts that are coming down the pike. And so there's many actions that we can do for that. And then finally, we need to make sure we're reducing our impacts on climate change, because we know that our activities, right, cause carbon pollution that eventually is warming the planet. And so how do we enable Detroiters to take a part in that and be a part of the solution? So the boards that you might have seen when you came in are commitment boards. So if you haven't had a chance to wander over there, maybe at a break you can wander over and tell us about which of the actions would you like to be a part of? We know that that this is not going to be just city government. City government can be a policy, can create policy drivers and have programs, but we need everyday Detroiters to play a part in moving the actions forward and achieving the goals in the action agenda. So that's why we're very happy that you're here. So I'm going to wrap it up with some thanks. So we had a lot of people that were part of this process that we really want to thank. So we had 20 members of the Sustainability Advisory Commission who met every other month, very pivotal. We had an interdepartmental work group of city employees, and we had the many people who came out to our workshops and our town halls. Raise your hand if you came to a Sustainability Action Agenda event. Great, yeah, so I know a lot of you were core and coming to those, so thank you for that. And then finally, but not least, were the Sustainability the Sustainability Ambassadors. And so they did amazing work. I already talked about it, but I'm going to invite Whitney and Nishat up to say a little bit more about the work that they did and honor them.
Hi everyone, how are you doing? My name is Whitney Smith. I'm a project manager with the Office of Sustainability.
My name is Nishad, also a project manager.
Thank you. The Office of Sustainability is so thankful for the sustainability ambassadors. Like Joel mentioned, we had two sustainability ambassadors from each district, and they were an integral part of our community outreach and engagement. And we definitely could not have reached the number of Detroiters, but also had the quality of community engagement that we did have without them, without their support, without their community connections, and their willingness to engage their neighbors and do neighbor-to-neighbor engagement around sustainability. So we are so thankful for all of their work, and we'd like to honor them with the Spirit of Detroit Award today.
Reba, would you like to come up?
Reba Neely.
Adrian Collins. Tharmand.
Zanaya Flores.
Donna McDuffie. Gary Ringer. There you go.
All right, if all of our sustainability, she's not here. If all of our ambassadors can come back up and we could get a group photo, that'd be great.
District 7. Whitney's chasing down somebody who's trying to run away. She got a phone call. That sustainability ambassador's always working. Always working. No downtime. Okay.
Alrighty, so the next thing we have on the agenda, if you are interested, we're gonna have some implementation conversations about some actions we intend to implement. So if you're interested in talking about healthy, thriving people and talking about an action related to expanding our air quality monitoring system and tree plantings, we'll probably set up this discussion right here. If you want to talk about clean, connected neighborhoods and supporting neighborhood-based efforts to care for vacant lots and structures, launch a citywide recycling campaign, we'll probably set up in this area right here. And then if you want to talk about a green, equitable city and have conversations around creating neighborhood-scale distributed green infrastructure projects and integrating climate change impacts into hazard mitigation planning, we'll set up in the back. And then we're also doing interviews that we want you all to come around this corner and talk about the pledges that you made or signed up for, and also your aspirations for sustainability in Detroit. If you came to any events about the planning process, and just share your thoughts about the action agenda and where you see the future of sustainability in the city. Yeah. Okay, so we'll probably start those conversations in a few minutes. Thank you all.